Hello, hello. I don't think anyone's here yet. But I'm still gonna start the content. So we're getting some work done today. Okay, productive day starts with a nap, it seems. Because since I moved the world onto a server, the clock advances without me. There we go. Oh, hi Helia. Yeah, understandable. PDF is a stubborn format, to say the very least. Ow. It wasn't even that high. Let me check what the few automations I have done between streams are doing. Smelting operations are done, that's nice. And we got a full drawer of clay and dust to spare, nice. How are we on wood? Let me check that real quick. Actually fine. That means I'm running out of excuses to actually start. Yeah, since last stream, I did a bit more of the resource grind to get enough resources to get the automations actually started. And did 1, 2, 3 changes around the base to help me not lose my sanity over it. For one, I upgraded all meshes to the diamond level and put the sieves into the ground, just so I don't have to jump over them to collect the resources we sifted out. So if I take some, it just lands on the same level as I'm already standing, and yeah, don't have to run around and jump over 15 times to get anywhere. Wait, I did need that food. Let me keep my food. Yeah, storage has been filled up a little bit. For one, I gave it a higher stack upgrade, so now stacks can go up to 1024 items in one slot, so we're using the space a bit more efficiently. And we're still just inside of one diamond double chest. It's still a lot of items, so currently, yeah, almost 40,000 different items. I also connected to the small storage system. For one, the cobblestone drawer, so we have some cobblestone to craft with. And this barrel that I added to the furnace. I took one of them and actually gave it a little bit of automation. I mentioned last time these iron furnaces support auto input and auto output, so I switched both of those on. Default configuration, same as the vanilla furnace, meaning the top is the input, the bottom is the output, and any sides interact with the fuel slot. So I just put a chest with coal to one side, a chest up top and a barrel below. First I had another chest here, but you can't open chests when there's a solid block above them, because they swing open, and that just doesn't work. That has been in the game for I don't know how many years now, but it still trips me up. Because when I started, back in Alpha 1.2 or something, that wasn't the case. Also, chests back then were just the size of a block, not the smaller, partially transparent model. Which, don't get me wrong, is nice, but there's been a lot of changes since back then. But yeah, barrels don't have that problem. And I made this also a sophisticated storage barrel with another stack upgrade. So we got all the metals in here that I could gather from gravel sifting. Which is actually a lot of materials. And I was mostly going for iron, because we're gonna need a lot of that in our automations. Hi Marsh! Just going over what I changed. Yeah, so a small expansion of the storage setups, automation of the furnace, that's all fine. I read over the quest book and learned a few things that I partially forgot, partially didn't know about yet. One very nice thing, I can take compressed cobblestone, not just one time compressed, but multiple times compressed cobblestone, and whack that with my compressed stone hammer to break it down into, say, gravel. The largest one that's somewhat practical is the cobblestone times 3, which in and of itself is already 729 blocks of cobblestone in one block. So instead of placing however many stacks of cobblestone or cobblestone one time compressed and breaking those down repeatedly with the hammer, I can just use the one block. That's quite nice. Yeah, to get that, I crafted a few more drawers. The default drawers have either 1 or 2 or 4 slots for items, depending on how many items or how many slots are in there. They have space for different stack sizes. But yeah, they're all just basic drawers. They store single item type contents. But there's also compacting drawers out there, and those are either for 3 items or 2 items for the simple compacting drawer, and you put your base material in the smallest compacting stage in by hand, and after that it knows what it can compress to. This works for example, iron nuggets, iron ingots, and iron blocks. So if I put a nugget in here, the drawer would know, okay, 9 of those I can compress them into an ingot, taking 9 of those I can compress them into a block, and we're good to go. But it also works for these compressed blocks. So I just typed in the cobblestone that's coming from our cobblestone generator under this simple drawer, and yeah, it's then automatically compressed down twice, from where I pipe it over to another one where it's compressed 2 more times. And if I look at the 4 times compressed cobblestone, that's 6,500 blocks in one item. Still with that one down, but having 6,000 items that I then have to sift is a bit too much. About 2,000 fit in the inventory at most at once. Yeah, Jesus Christ, indeed. It's a lot. That's why I also disconnected the pipe again, because we have almost 100 of these 4 times compressed cobblestone blocks. I'm not gonna need those in a long time. Maybe break them down at some point again, but well, probably not. Cobblestone is one of the things that are very easy to either generate or just have in a by default infinite storage actually. It's a bit down the line, but definitely possible. Lava production and wood production have not changed at all. Cobblestone production was a bit too slow for the rate I was hammering it down at. So I updated the cobblestone generator to the diamond level. Let me pull that up. The cobblegen, what are you? Magenta cobblestone? Okay. Nothing. Yeah, the normal stone block generator or cobblegen does it at a speed modifier of 1. I'm not exactly sure what the base speed is, but it's 1 or a few every second, I think. But you can upgrade that through the tiers, and each one gets faster exponentially. Upgrading up to diamond gives us 32 in the same time that we before just got 1. That was pretty nice to have all that a bit faster, so I don't have to wait all the time for new blocks to smash. Next thing I learned, from the gravel we get our ores, rather the ore chunks, and those craft down into ore blocks. And I was just smelting those right away, because I knew placing them and breaking them again with a pickaxe would only give me 1 raw ore anyway. They actually give the double the amount if we put them through the squeezer. So that could have saved me some time if I knew that earlier, but I learned eventually, so it sped up the iron production significantly. And the other thing that I knew at some point, but forgot, there's the ore hammer in the pack, or a ore hammer, which can take raw ore and break it down into the appropriate metal dust at a factor of 2. So we can take 1 ore block, squeeze it down into 2 raw ore items, and smash those down into 4 ore or metal dust items. So quadrupling with pretty minimal effort. That's pretty nice. All that combined with the automated and also augmented furnace. I took the crafted the blasting augment, so it behaves as a blasting furnace, meaning mostly smelting metals and stones. I can't put food through this right now, but I don't have any food to smelt anyway. It's something I should take care of soon as well. I'm running low. But yeah, this made short work of a lot of metal in different types. The other thing that happened over time, the wandering trader showed up here and there, and I took him up on the offer of a few Eyes of Ender, a few Nautilus shells. I got a pretty nice pickaxe with a few modded enchantments actually. Fortune 4 I think is higher than... is Fortune 4 vanilla, or is Fortune 3 the top level in vanilla? But yeah, I got those top level: efficiency 5, unbreaking 5, mending, and Boon of the Earth. Boon of the Earth, if I recall correctly, gives the potential for ores to drop when I break normal stone. So if this was not a skyblock and I were actually to go mining, this would help collect various ores. A quest reward that I collected off stream while clicking through things and clicking the wrong button was an item trash can. I used to... Oh, no, I've been showing things for the last 15 minutes, actually. That's, yeah. Maybe I just start over. Maybe. Thanks for telling me. Let me drink something real quick. I remembered to put on... I didn't even remember to put on the game sound. I just went in, completely blind. Professional. Okay. Okay. Speedrun of the things we already talked about. Sifting setup was lowered down into the ground, so I can work that quicker. The squeezer for the ores. And here the compressed cobblestone setup. Like I said, 4 times compressed, we have 100 of those. That's a lot of cobblestone that we don't need in that form, so I disconnected that generator again. But yeah, I connected that for crafting purposes to the integrated dynamics setup. I tied in the upgraded furnace, so we have that a bit, have the smelting operations a bit quicker. And like I said, we got a lot of metals. Focus was iron for the start, because that's used heavily in pretty much every mod, especially in automation tasks. Yeah, we talked about ore doubling, things that did not change, producing resin blocks, because I still don't have any slime, because that would be work, or dealing with mobs, which I didn't want to do off stream. I think is the excuse to not wanting to bother with it yet. There's definitely a lack of mobs anyway. We encountered a few armadillos, and that's pretty much it. Because, as you see over in that corner under the minimap, we are in a Badlands biome. Which is why there is no chickens, cows, sheep, pigs, nothing. So we're gonna have to build a grass platform to get any animals. That's gonna be nice. Maybe I can find a way around it, but yeah, starting to get the farm life up and running is gonna take a little while longer. Okay, I think in this corner we talked about everything. Another thing besides gravel I was sifting was a lot of dust. Because the dust grants us, among other things, a lot of redstone. And redstone is also being used in automations heavily alongside iron. So yeah, making use of that in a while. I also had the foresight that we're gonna need a good amount of clay, and mining clay in Skyblock is not a thing, but I can produce it with this not pretty but functional setup. If we combine dust and water in an oak barrel, we get clay blocks. So I took my little setup over here and extended it. I took my backpack and gave it 3 upgrades. 2 pump upgrades. I just wanted to see what the options were, so I took one advanced and a basic one, just to check out the difference. and I needed a tank upgrade. The tank upgrade allows us to hold 36 buckets of one fluid in this backpack, even if I were to carry it around again. Currently it's placed in the world because it serves a function, but I can pick it back up and still use it. I configured the advanced pump as an input and set interact with world, but not with tanks and pipes and not with fluid containers in hand. I can still take out water with a bucket, but it won't empty my buckets automatically. That got a bit annoying real fast. But interacting with the world means there's an infinite water source below it, and it's near a water source block, so it will scoop that up through the pump upgrade and fill its tank upgrade with that. And then the other pump I configured as an output, and that interacts with pretty much anything it can. And the only thing nearby is the fluid inventory of the oak barrel. And together with a item pipe, I placed some dust in here, which then automatically gets placed in the oak barrel as soon as it's filled with water. And that is then taken out again, another item pipe into a drawer, and we have plenty of clay on demand. And this is the kind of very early setup that I was willing to do off stream, but everything that's a bit nicer or more complicated I wanted to do on stream, just so people don't lose track of what's actually been happening. Because it can get quite complicated quite quickly. Did I set up anything else? I didn't do anything on the lower levels. The cave is still untouched. The camper is still untouched. That should be everything. Yeah, I think we're caught up to where we last left off. There's a few other materials that I'd like to get my hands on. For one, during collection or during the sifting, I had to collect all the items by just running in circles. That's easier with an item magnet. I have most of the things to craft it. What I am missing is an ender pearl. And again, no mobs means no mob drops, means no ender pearls. There is another way to get ender pearls though. And that is by sifting crushed endstone. Let me pull up the quest book again. Over here, starting out. That's the quest line we've been working with for the most part last time. They have some suggestions on where to get what. For example, we could get slime blocks without slime by combining water and milk in a barrel. How does that work? I don't know, and I really don't want to know. To get milk we need a cow though, so that wasn't a way anyway. Other things they suggest over here is creating and later on sifting endstone by combining glowstone with lava in a barrel. Hopefully a stone one. The barrel we are currently working with is made out of wood, but they have a stone variant. And yeah, pouring lava in the other one is, in the olden one, is probably not the best idea. And yeah, crushing the endstone will give us ender pearls, eyes of ender, and more. Let me check out that and more actually. Because what other things are we getting? If we hammer it down into crushed endstone and sift that. Oh, we can get chorus flower. That's good. What else is coming up? Draconium dust. Oh yeah, Draconic evolution. That's not gonna come into play anytime soon. But if we upgrade the meshes to netherite, we can also get skulk, echo shards, and skulk shriekers. Okay, so that's gonna be the way to get warden-related items without actually spawning a warden yet. Okay, okay. What else do we have? Soul sand to get to some more nether-related items. For that we're gonna need to sift a bit more dirt to then get mycelium spores, or apparently I already have some. Okay, let me grab that then. Yeah, those allow us to seed mycelium. And if there's a barrel with water on top of mycelium, then we get witch water after a short time. Oh, there's gonna be mushrooms around that, that's cool. But yeah, with the witch water we can start getting soul sand by just keeping that in the barrel and throwing in some sand. Witch water, I love mods. Yeah, yeah. Witch water is one of the things that is an interesting choice. I don't know if it's supposed to be akin to moon water. I don't think so. Whoever did that just saw, oh, mushrooms. That's gonna work with the wart-nosed witches we have. Yeah, that's the most direct route we have towards soul sand for now. We can get more into that direction later with the extractors and also with the stone generators. What did they want to tell us about the grass seeds? You can throw dirt into a sieve to get items. Dirt is pretty rare and necessary to make sure you have enough. Dirt will give us crops as an item, as well as grass seeds can be used to dirt and make grass. Any dirt, anywhere. Okay. Usually we find moss in lush caves. Where are caves in the sky? Probably nowhere. Well, we can always just combine 4 grass seeds to make 1 moss. That's an interesting crafting recipe. That doesn't sound like a fair trade. Did you forget that you can bone meal moss and spread it to all near dirt, grass and stone? Moss can be sieved like dirt, but instead of getting crops, we'll get saplings. Yeah, I think we sifted some moss last time already. In hunt of an acacia sapling. What about obsidian? Why are we talking about obsidian? We can do this in a more peaceful way by using barrels, yeah. What for? Okay, just the information that we can. But yeah, filling a barrel with lava and having water nearby in an adjacent block will create obsidian items, which we can just pipe out of the barrel. So no need to create and break that over and over. But yeah, apart from a few details on the outer edges of this quest line, we can get towards the next chapter, where we start actual power generation. And that's probably a good direction to start into, because pretty much any automation is based on having power. There are plenty of ways to generate your first bits of power. In this pack, Power Generators Galore has been given an overhaul, with cheaper upgrades to ×8 and ×64, and increased energy production across the board. Grab yourself some hefty lava gen and get going. If we want to get started with automation in all the mods 10 to the sky, we'll need to dip our toes further into power and some more mods. Here are some of the mods it includes. Generators Galore, which is the one that presents this magmatic generator that we're supposed to craft for the start. Growth Accelerator Tiers, recommend directional, it's super fast. Gears, grow those materials you are missing. Okay, the last two are resource generation. Okay, mod suggestions to continue the path, not mod generations to continue better and bigger power generation. I misunderstood. But yeah, power will give us the option for more automation, higher tier automation, better item management, and also early options of flight. I think we're gonna try and get a jetpack as well, if time allows. We have a hard deadline today. Where to start? Yeah, I think just crafting the generator for now is probably a good idea. Yeah, rather simple recipe actually. Getting a furnace and getting some redstone. Not a problem. Get some more redstone blocks actually. Gonna need them eventually. And I also want to craft more of these, so starting with 8 furnaces is probably not a bad idea. How much glass did I prepare? Not too much. But that should work fine. And we needed some gold. Okay, that's 8 magmatic generators. Anything else I want to check off here first? I think the rest can wait for later. Let's just take care of mobs. A few blocks generated. Nothing that can't wait until later. Okay. This allows us to start into chapter 2, the cool parts. We get a basic energy cube, that's good. Store some energy. Welcome to chapter 2. You should now have access to most of the simplest materials. Now we can start venturing into other mods and farms. Did you forget this isn't all the mods mod pack? You'll need farms. Yes, indeed. The other thing that's part of the all the mods mod packs are the all the mods materials. And during sifting, I just sifted through some sand and blackstone I had laying around, and they actually included all the modium nuggets. So we already have one of the 3 all the modium or ATM materials. All the modium being the first tier, which will then later be used to upgrade to vibranium and later unobtainium. Gonna get to generating all 3 of them. Don't know how yet. Going to have to check the different resource mods, which ones included. But yeah, that's an outlook we have for later as well. Okay, let's skip the knife first and foremost. And then find a spot for the magmatic generator. It works on lava, so hooking up hooking it up to lava generation is probably for the best. We should get a few more crucibles actually. Let's see, that needs more porcelain. More clay balls. And bone meal. There we go. We already have 3. Let's do another 3, I'd say. Doesn't like the blasting augment, I think. But yeah, upgrading to the emerald furnace gave us a definite speed up for all this. Blasting means the metals were also even faster to smelt down. That was pretty handy. Okay, expanding the setup means more item pipes. Gonna grab the fluid pipes as well and the pipe wrench. Okay, let me get this extended a bit. Yeah. I did have some dirt, didn't I? Don't have any base designs worked out yet. Most practical approach is in the end to get some sort of tower set up. But I'm not entirely sure about that plan yet. Like spike. And we're losing a block. Well, not to worry. Let me get my bucket so we can get that placed a little more strategically. This lava flows 4 blocks into each direction. Somewhere here should be fine then. Yeah, means the cobble gen is still working. Okay, and extending the item pipes. There we go. 6 lava generators. Let's see, magmatic generators. Those can also be combined to using 8 to combine them into one 8 times magmatic generator. That saves a bit on space. But we need a diamond gear. How to craft that? Okay. Just diamonds and an iron nugget. Get that. And combine these into one block. There we go. I think we can place that here. Yeah, fluid pipe works pretty much the same compared to item pipes. Just transport something different. So defining these as inputs pulls the lava out of the crucibles, and leaving that as an output brings this over to the magmatic generator. Okay, so now we are producing 1280 forge energy units per tick. Ticks are the technical time measurement, or yeah, steps in which Minecraft calculates its progression, its happenings. At normal speed, 20 ticks make up 1 second, so It's actually quite fast. And this thing also has a marvelous buffer for 4 million FE. That's actually a lot, okay. But we are not keeping up with lava production. We're keeping up with cobble production, yeah. That's not a problem. Okay, time to switch up the setup a little bit. Lava wasn't the fastest option. The fastest is actually a superheated element. What goes into that? Superheating element, sorry. Copper, redstone, and a steel casing, which we need some steel ingots. Okay. Osmium we have, and glass. Steel. We can get from steel dust, which we can just combine. Oh, we can get that through smashing coal and iron dust together with an ore hammer. Okay, pretty manual, but not too bad. Give me that interface, please. Let's get some iron dust set up. The ore hammer can either hammer raw ores into 2 dusts, or the dust smelts into 1 ingot, so getting 1 dust out of it again is fine, and works also with the ore hammer. Okay, and we can now combine that with coal, if I have some in here, that is. How did I do that? Just locked my machine somehow. Hit the wrong button, I think. Stream is still going though. Seems like it. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't have any coal in here because it's all over here. Let's get some into the system. And steel dust, there we go. That should be able to, yeah, work with the blasting augment, and yeah, that's even faster than the emerald furnace at base speed. There we go, our first steel. I wanted that for the superheating element, for the steel casing. There we go. That is just 1, but it's a good start, I think. Sorting that again. Okay, the first one is going to keep the lava because we're using that for the magma generator, the stone generator as well. But that's going at the 3 times rate. The superheating element is going at the rate of 60. So I think that's a worthwhile upgrade. But that means we're gonna need another 4 for the current setup. And it's nice that the superheating element does not require any power input. So it just produces heat for free. And we can then use it to get power out of it again. Okay, that means more steel. Set another 4, so we need more iron dust. Actually, let me craft another one of those. Or I would if I had any sticks. Why don't I have any sticks? go. Because one is enough for 64 operations. Meaning I can use half of it to smash this dust. And then the other half to combine it with the coal. That's not quite enough for what I was planning here. That's better. Here we go. Two, three, 4 steel casings. Three. Yeah, that's gonna go much faster with a better storage system as well. Alright, there we go. Yep, much faster. Yeah, the thing with the integrated dynamics system here, if I have a recipe and I click the plus, it moves the items to craft one item into the crafting grid. If I press shift and then click, it usually moves the maximum amount that I either have available or can stack, so usually 64 ingredient items to then craft a full stack. The shift click for move items does not work with the integrated dynamics crafting system. So yeah, really looking forward to getting some applied energistics set up. Applied energistics is yeah, the most feature-rich setup we have available in this mod pack, or one of the 2 non-plus ultra options that actually are out there in modded Minecraft. The other one being refined storage. They both do pretty much the same job at yeah, pretty much the same quality, but AE has more integration mods into other mods, so and extension mods that make it a bit more powerful. So let me actually check if refined storage is even in here. It's not. Okay, so we don't even have the option. But either way, I would have gone with applied energistics anyway. Okay, the other thing that we got from our setup here, from the quest rather, is a basic energy cube, which is a energy storage from mechanism. The most basic configuration. Yeah, most basic option. Storage in Minecraft would be a nightmare. Yeah, it can be, definitely. The basic energy cube also has side config, like pretty much all modded machines and especially mechanisms. Apart from items, which it also can handle within bit of capacity, it has energy config, input and outputs defined from the view of the energy cube itself. For this setup, it's probably easiest to clear them all, then define the left as input, because that's where our generator is. And then Pretty much everything else could be an output. We could also define them all as input-output. That means no matter where I place it, no matter what I place next to it, I can always input and output into any direction. That's probably the most useful configuration for now. Okay, that means we have power set up. We will need to move that around a bit. Keeping with mechanism. I think they're called universal cables in the mod, yeah. They also come in 4 tiers, but the basic one, what does it take? Steel. What's the best way to produce steel actually at this point? Alloy smelting with Ender IO is somewhere in the future. What else do we have? Mechanism itself. Oh, immersive engineering. Pretty mod, but has also a lot of steps. What else do we have? Yeah, productive metalworks. That might be helpful. Productive metalworks. There has been a mod called Tinker's Construct in the past, which at some point stopped development as far as I know. So now there's Productive Metalworks as the spiritual successor for later Minecraft options, versions. It works pretty much the same from what I hear. Said, yeah, a bit. I was missing Tinker's Construct, and then I heard that Productive Metalworks stepped up to carry on the torch. So this is a crude visualization of what it does. It has a multi-block structure, probably called the Foundry. At least that's what it was in Tinker's Construct, where it can smelt different materials, including various metals, for example steel, and that can then be poured out into an ingot cast to get ingots. There are different casts, or different molds that we can use, interacting differently with different materials, and these are also produced initially through pouring steel over something that then leaves an impression in the mold. That was done with gold back in Tinker's Construct, so that's one big difference. The rest feels pretty much the same as far as I can tell. We need 90 millibuckets, which is 1 ingot's worth. And we can either melt down various options of steel to get it. But we want to get steel in the first place, so we can combine 10 millibuckets of molten carbon and 9 millibuckets of molten iron. Interesting ratio. Okay, but that means we can throw coal and iron in here and get steel out. Alloying just works in the rather simple way of, if both fluids are in the container, they will combine. So yeah, rather easy actually. Molten carbon is just gonna be melting down any form of coal, including coal and charcoal, or coal ores, okay. And yeah, for iron it's just the same process. Okay, that would be probably the best way going forward to get higher amounts of steel. We could also work with the energy pipes from the pipes mod. How resource intensive are those? Here, the red ones. Okay, they eat a lot more redstone, but just iron. It's probably easier for the manual crafting stage that we're faced with. Yeah, let's go with those then for now. Needing iron and redstone. There we go. Yeah, the thing with the pipes mod, the way it works, it is known to be a bit laggy if used too much. So I want to move on from using too many of those in the future. But for now, it's still mostly simple setups, so we can keep with the pipes mod for now. First things to automate would be resource generation, which means yeah, working with more cobblestone. Hammer it down and sift it into the various materials we want to use. Let me think. Set up for that. We'll need flux sieves and flux hammers, and we're gonna want, for starters, the sifting of gravel, sand and dust, and then we can add on to that later. Flux hammer and sieve, there we go. Those are the two that we need. The flux sieve is just going to take our standard sieve and add on to that. And we're going to need hoppers and iron blocks. Gonna be a few hoppers. Let's start with that. And we're technically already out of iron. Yeah, we definitely need to get gravel sifting automated. I think that was, yeah, that was the recipe for iron bars. Those. And let me steal 3 of our sieves. Yeah, I'll also want some sophisticated storage. Which means more redstone torches and more chests. Do you still have some? Yeah, 4. That's enough for now. Okay. 3. We'll need 3 redstone torches. Can I just combine them like this? Yeah. Yeah, no use in upgrading them if we don't have any iron anymore. Okay, so I have storage. I want to craft the sieve. Let me craft 1 for now. And we need 1 hammer for the first part. Glass panes. Just enough glass left over, okay. Okay, let's get the first setup done and then we can check how to continue from there. Storage and getting the sieve on top. Let me check with a hammer, actually. I think this is how we set it. Yeah. With a hammer from the same mod, I can shift right click any side to define the output. Now it's the bottom of the block. Put the flux hammer on top. That has the output by default to the front. I need it to the bottom. And then we can add contents from the top. There we go. The sieve will need a mesh and energy. They will both need power. So let's get that over here. Define that as an input for the system. Extracting out of here. Yeah, slowly, very slowly transferring power. Should upgrade that pipe in a moment. Okay, and there's also upgrade slots for the machines themselves. But that's going to be for the future, because that's going to need a lot more power than the base setup. And we need something to put in, which will be cobblestone. There we go. Which we are producing over here. Okay, so now cobblestone is pumped in, and each time this work progress bar fills up, it should create gravel. That should be going through the sieve. There we go. Which will then, in turn, create the various materials sifted from gravel. Fully automated. There we go. Okay, the generator is still just occasionally powering on. We are not going through our reserves yet. Very nice. First setup done. Yeah, from here we should definitely upgrade that so it goes a bit faster. It's gonna need more storage eventually. Okay, but we can deal with that for now. Before we can do the rest, we're gonna need a lot more iron. Okay, best way to get on with it then is probably to let that generate for a moment, then get the other ones set up. Let me get this ripped out. Just to place the storages. We'll craft the other ones in a bit. As far as we can, at least. Because this is not all that much iron yet. Maybe we sift some more manually. To get that back up. Crushing down cobblestone using the compressed blocks is rather fast, so not too much of a problem. Let me take that actually already. There we go, and that's 700 blocks of gravel crushed. Nice. Bit of inventory management here. Let me fill in that part again. There we go. Okay, but before we put that in, I'm actually gonna take a small break. Give this a sleep, and yeah, be right back with you. Alright, here we go again. I don't think I missed all that much, apart from the whole day it seems. There we go. Fixed the lighting situation. Oh, we got a bit more in the meantime. So I can actually show off the ore doubling. So we have 20 iron ore chunks, which compress into 5 iron ore blocks. If I place them and break them, I get 5 raw iron. Or I can place them into the squeezer. And jump a bit. We could technically automate that one as well, yes, now that we have power. But just gonna work with it here now. And depending on the type of ore, we get 2 or more with a certain chance of things. Or juice, yeah, pretty much. And out of 5 blocks of iron ore, we got 14 raw iron. That's pretty good in my book. Let me get the ore hammer out. That's only got 6 more uses. That's not gonna be enough. Let me craft a new one as well. There we go. Okay, putting the raw iron in with the hammer gives us 2 dusts. So out of 5 iron ore blocks, we got 28 iron dust, which we can then smelt down into more iron ingots. That's going to help us get the rest of the automations set up. Gotta check out what the materials for the different upgrades actually are for the flux sieve. I think that mod uses green dye in their upgrade recipe for some reason. Because they're stylized after PCBs, which traditionally are coated in a green lacquer. Yeah, and collecting all this with a magnet would be much easier. But alas, here we are. Yeah, I think that's everything I sifted out. There we go. Okay, that's gonna need upgrades sooner rather than later as well. For now, four more iron ore blocks. Squeeze it down. Okay, that's a bit more. That gives me enough confidence to upgrade that. Let's see. This filters down to that mod and gold, diamond, and comparator upgrade. Are those the ones? Yeah, apparently. Random armor trim? That's not... okay. So the first upgrade is the gold upgrade. Each machine can take up to 3 upgrades in the same slot of the same type. And we have the numbers here. So I think the default is energy consumption of 8 Fe or RF per tick. Fe is the modern term for forge energy, sometimes also called flux, because early power mods used the term flux, because they called it redstone flux, because redstone is the closest thing to electricity that vanilla has, even though it feels like it does deal with logic, but it's less power, more logic circuits than actually powering machines. All machines power themselves upon receiving a redstone signal. But yeah, that's splitting hairs. So yeah, redstone flux is one of the older terms. Forge energy or flux energy are the more modern terms. Forge energy, because the most popular mod loader is Forge. Or now NeoForge, since there was a split in the developer team recently. Okay, but with one gold upgrade we use 16 RF per tick, but we also process 2 items instead of 1. And we can upgrade that with 3 upgrades in the same slot to do 8 at the cost of 64 RF. Okay. That's rather simple, and that uses, green dye. Gotta look for how to get that in cyan terracotta. Good thing this island contains some cyan terracotta, otherwise we would have to take clay blocks and smelt them down into terracotta and then dye them cyan, which means more green dye and blue dye. So yeah, glad I have a shortcut here. Okay, 3 of the gold upgrades craft into 1 diamond upgrade, which allows us to process 16, 32 or 64 items at once, but also needs a lot more power. Then let's go with getting gold upgrades for starters. I actually do have some cactus. Where did I get that from? Sifting sand. Okay. Then I can take some of that. Some they said and took a stack. I think I gotta remove the blasting augment. We have 5 cyan terracotta. This is a good moment to shave down some parts of the stone formation here. Yeah, for base plans Rude. Why is this hollow? For base plans I said it's probably gonna be something in the direction of a tower. Whatever that noise was. And yeah, for that it's probably easiest to shave down the island some. To have a flat starting surface for that. Oh yeah, and I was out of glass. Let's actually just break down some gravel to sand. There we go. Get that in there. Okay, let's wait for that to smelt down. Gonna take a second. The sand or glass smelting work with blasting augment? Ah, that stops the operation. Okay. Worth a shot. With that whole setup prepared, let me craft a bit more here. Let's see, we have 2 machines, each taking 3 upgrades, so for now 6 upgrades is more than enough. So we can hammer 3 things at a time and sift 3 things at a time. So we should see 8. Oh yeah, 3 upgrades, 8 items processed. Getting 8 gravel and a higher output. Alright, since the other 2 are just the same with additional hammers to get the gravel down to sand and down to dust, I think I can do those off stream. And then we can get to more materials next time, and I can get another breather before hydrofixation starts later over on Helia's channel in roughly 40 minutes. Today Kaffee Kaicho is coming over and is talking about, what was the game's name again? Was it Mirai Nikki? I forget. Gonna be interesting either way. So I hope to see you there later. Yume Nikki? Yeah, Yume Nikki. That was the one. That's gonna be an interesting one. Let me put that augment back in so I don't forget. Yeah, but that should be it for now then. Wild constructions with the pipes here. I have to clean that up at some point in the future. Maybe a longer building stream at some point. Alright. But for now, thanks for joining. Let me get to bed. And see you next time. Bye bye.